This is the I-130 form which we generally fill and then send to USCIS. Now we can use online version of this form and we can go to USCIS website to create an account and then we can complete this form and then submit through online. This is pretty simple and easy. This video you will see how to create an account in USCIS website and then finally submit your I-130 application. So let's get started. To apply I-130 application, we have to go uscis.gov website. But this is the main route of the USCIS. For main application, we need to go my.uscis.gov this website. Here from this page, click on sign in button to log in your account. If you don't have any account, at first create an account. Here is the link for creating an account. So after clicking that link, we just need to put our email address two times and then we have to click on sign up button. Once we click there, we'll see that USCIS send us on email for the account creation link. We just need to confirm there to start our account creation. This will be the sample email. We just opened it and just we need to confirm by clicking of this link. So I'm clicking of this link to open the link and to confirm my USCIS account. So after clicking, I just need to put the password and we also need to retype the password confirmation. So here we might face some issue. We have to put a strong password. Suppose I'm typing a regular password. Now I am seeing that there is some warning and we're unable to create the password. But if I make it a strong password, then we can easily set up the password. So I will make the password a little bit harder. So I am adding some extra thing after the previous password and again I am typing some extra things. You can click on password tips to check how we can create a strong password. So I'm clicking the close button and finally I will click the submit button to confirm our password. So I just clicked over there. Here USCIS will ask me to step verification method. For simplicity I am using email, but you can use other option. But for me, I feel email will be the better. Then I am going to the next step. Now we have to copy the verification code from our email and we have to put in this page. And finally, we have to click on submit button to enter the USA's main account login page. Now it will give me this option to step verification backup code. We need to save this code for so that in future we can use it for some other purposes. I can make a copy of those things in my email, or I can also do one thing. I could save that as PDF on my local computer so that in future I can use it if I need it. So I am saving a copy of this thing in my computer. Now we need to click on process button to go to the next step. Here we have to set all the security question and answer, and finally after the completion of the security question and answer, we have to click on submit button. So choose an account type. I am choosing I am an applicant because I am applying by myself and I have to click on submit button. In this way, we can successfully complete our USCIS account creation. Our account is ready to apply for online application. To start any online application, just click on my account and then go to file a form online and then it will open this page. This is file a form and it will ask me what type of form I want to apply. It shows that there is I-90, N336, N400, N565, N600, I-130 and many other things. Our goal was to start I-130 application. So I select here and then I click on start form this button. So before starting the application, it will show us who can actually apply for I-130 and to whom we can apply. So here we have the basic details of the I-130 purpose and the people who can apply for which type of people. So these are the details, but very summarized view. The eligibility, then number point one, it is mentioning that US citizen. Then we can apply for I-130 for the following cases. for my spouse or children which is under 21 years old, or son or something brother. But my target is in this application we will apply for our parents. Okay, I have planned to apply for my parents, so I am showing this tutorial for that. So we must the eligibility, and then we need to pay $335 fee. The fee may change, but you will see what is the actual fee you need to pay when you start the application. And there is another section which mentions the documents we may need before the application, or we might need. This is not mandatory, but it, it may ask you. But generally, when you finish the application, it will ask you that to upload these documents. We'll see that later. Okay, so here it is mentioning, for example, photograph, then birth certificate, uh, proof of citizenship or proof of family relationship, this type of thing it may ask. And then after we submit our application, we can track our case online, then we can get the response request, and we can also provide our biometrics and then receive your petition decision letter. We can see everything through online. So these are the more or less about the eligibility and what is the process, what we have to follow. Now let's start. So we have to click on next button to go to the next step for I-130 application. Here in this page, we will see a couple of hints which will make our form easy to complete and submit. So basically, if we file online or paper, it's the same thing. It also mentioned over there. The other thing is that once you start application, the application would be valid for 30 days. After 30 days later, it will be deleted. It also mentioned over there. And what type of form we are completing, it will automatically saved in our account. Okay, so this is the more or less hints. Now let's click on the start button to go to the main form section to start our application. So the first question is someone assisting you with completing this petition? For my case, it is no, because I am doing myself. But if anybody is helping you, then click on yes. But for me, it's no, and I am clicking on the next button for the next question. Now put your first name and last name, and if you have middle name, then put there. I'm putting some dummy name for completing this application. Again, I'm telling I'm putting some dummy name. You have to put your own name or not. And if you have any other name after birth, then you also have to choose yes, and then you have to fill all the details of that name. Otherwise, you have to choose no. I don't have any other name, so I'm choosing no, and then I'm clicking on next button to go to the next step. In this step, I want to mention on little introduction. Here we are seeing many tabs. These tabs are divided based on our informations. Right now we are about you tab, and I'm putting only my information. So now let's start completing the application. I am putting some dummy phone number which is not really a phone number, and then after that, if I have mobile number or something like that, we can check that thing. And after that, I have to complete my email address. If we want to choose different email address, we can also put the email address over there. And then after uh, that, we have to complete the address detail. We have to choose our country, then we have to mention our actual address, then we have to choose our city, state, and zip code. And I'm putting all the dummy information right now. This address is not really valid, but for to show you how we have to complete the application, I'm putting that information. And then after that, we are seeing on question, do you live at your current mailing address, yes or no? That means if you are living in the current mailing address, then choose yes. Otherwise, click on no, and then click on next button. In this section, we need to put our last 5 years address history. If you live for the last 5 years for the same location, then it will be the one entry. Otherwise, it will be different. Like for 1 year, you live New York. Another 1 year, you live North Carolina. Another 3 years, you live in Washington, D.C. So you have to mention like each of them individually for the last 5 years, starting from today's date. So for demo purpose, I am choosing one address only. Suppose I'm living the same address for last 5 years, so I will put one entry, and then I will click on save entry to go to the next section. We see our address is added here. Now I am clicking next button to complete the next section. In this section, I have to describe myself. I have to complete my gender, then my ethnicity, Then I have to complete my race, so we have to choose on, and then I have to put my height information, like what is the height, I mean what is the feet and what is the inch. So like I am 5'9", so I am putting 5 feet 9 inch. I have to put my weight, and then my eye color, like black, brown, or something, which we have. Then after that, we have to provide the hair color information. And finally, once we finished all the information, then we have to go to the next page of this form. Then where you so here we also have to put our last 5 years or history. So I'm skipping this thing, but you can put any information about there, and then we can go to the next section. So now, additional information I need to put, I whether I'm citizen or I'm a green card holder, so I have to put. Then after that, I have to mention how I got the citizenship or green card something, and then I have to put my alien number. Suppose the alien number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This is a dummy alien number, and then I have to, if I have any USCIS account, then I have to put the USCIS. If I don't, then I have to check that box. Uh, and then I have to put my social security number. The social security number is, suppose for example, 1 2 3 5 6 7 8 9 10, something like that. This is dummy SSN number. Then I have to put my date of birth, so I'm also putting a dummy date of birth. And finally, I have to complete another two things. What is your country of birth? So we have to put our location, like India or something. I'm putting some India, and then which city. I have to type the city name where I born. So I'm typing like some city, and then I'm clicking on next button to complete this page. Then it is asking how did I obtain the citizenship. I'm clicking naturalization, and then I have to uh, uh, it's asking whether I have the certificate or not. If I have, then I have to select yes, and then I have to mention the certificate number and from where the certificate is issued and the date of the certification was issued. And once we complete this section, then we have to click on next button. So I'm clicking on next button to complete this section. Now choose the marital status. So if you are single, then you have to click on single. Otherwise, if you are married, then you select that, and you have to put how many times you got married, this information. So I'm clicking on single as I'm single, and I'm going to the next step. Then we have to put our parent information and parent information, like my dad and my mom's name. So I'm just putting my dad's name, something like that, dummy date. And then I have to complete my dad's date of birth, and then I have to click on mail, because I'm applying for my I'm putting my dad's information. And then we have to complete the other information, like from which country or city he is born, something like that. And then I have to complete my mom's information the same way. I'm putting this dummy name, mom name, and then we have to put the date of birth. And then as I'm mentioning my mom's information, so I have to click on female. So it depends on which one you are putting. It doesn't matter whether you are putting your dad's information first or mom's information first. Just based on that, just complete the form, and complete the next complete it for the next section. And in this space, we have to complete the petition details, whether he's my dad or spouse, brother, sister, something like that. So for this application, I will apply for my parents, for example. So I'm choosing parents. Then I have to check whether any of these mention matches or not, and then I have to go to the next step. So now I have to put my, suppose I'm applying for my dad's thing, so I'm putting my dad's information, his legal name, and then actually an other name, if he has, I have to mention, otherwise I can skip. And then I have to click on next for the next section. Now it is asking how we can contact the beneficiary. You can put some number of uh, which is reachable, and then click on next button. And then in this page, uh, we have to put where my dad is living in detail. Suppose he is living in India, so I'm putting some India information, something, some dummy number, and I have to provide all other information. If he lives in United States, where in the United States does beneficiary live in to live. We have to put this information, because after coming he needs to stay some location, right? So that thing we have to mention. And this section, what is beneficiaries address outside of the United States. This will be his real address where he is locating. So I have to complete that, and then I have to click on next button for the next section to complete the beneficiaries details. So he will come, right? So he doesn't have this type of information. If he has, then he can complete, otherwise you can ignore. And then he definitely he doesn't have any online account as he is not here. Then social security also he doesn't have anything. So this is your beneficiaries details. And then we have to put the social security he doesn't have. Then date of birth, which we earlier put, again we have to put because I am applying for him. And then the country of birth, something like that. And then the city he born. And then finally we have to choose his gender as male, as I'm applying for my dad. Okay, then once it's complete, then I have to click on next button. Now we have to complete this information. If we previously visited in United States, then we have to complete details, otherwise we have to select no. Then I have to put his passport number and travel documents, or uh, from which country his passport is issued, some this type of information. And if he ever did anything for immigration processing, no, yes, something. So he didn't, so I choose no. And then finally we have to click on next button. Now, in this page, we have to mention where he is working now. If he is working somewhere, then we need to put all the information. Otherwise, we have to mention that he has a personal business, something like that. So anyway, this depends what type of job he has, and we have to complete this form. And then after that, we have to complete his marital status. Uh, uh, we have to complete that thing. And then we also have to complete how many times he got married. And then we have to go to the next section. So here, what is the legal name of your beneficiary's current spouse? That means his wife's information. So I am putting his wife's information. Like I put previously mom name, so I put mom name, something like that. This is demo name. Again, I am telling all the information in which I am telling. This is a demo. And then his wife's birth date. And then we have to complete um, where he got married, this information, this. And uh, if he got divorced or something, then we also have to mention over there. And then we have to click on next button. And if he married previously, then we have to also mention over here, otherwise we can ignore. Then and we have to go to the next section of the application. So see, from the top, we are now other information tab, and from here we are going again to next. Then here it's asking beneficiary family details, spouse or child's full legal name. So if he has, uh, I also here you need to put all the child details one by one. If he has two child, you have to mention two child. If he has three, then you have to put three. And in this way, actually, you will complete something. Something I just put some information. Then we have to click the date of birth, and then stuff. So I'm clicking on 70. I will complete. I can complete, or it doesn't matter because I'm not going to submit this application. It's a demo application to show. And then I clicked on 70, and I just choose on country, and then I clicked on save entry. And I see that all the beneficiary family details are mentioned. And if the beneficiary has many other information to need to add, then I can actually do that one by one. And once I finish that, then I have to click on save entry, and I'm going to the next entry. So here we are coming in the other information tab, at which USCIS office will the beneficiary apply for the adjustment of status to lawful permanent residence. So you have to complete this field, and once you complete this information, we have to click on next button for the next step. Now in this section, we need to complete in which location where you want to go for the visa. When the embassy will call, and then you have to attend for the visa, so we need to put all the information over here. This is not actually the final USCIS, but it asks to complete. Then after that we have to click next, and then have you previously filled a petition for, I'm clicking no. And then after that we have to click go to the next step. After are you submitting a separate petition for other relatives? If you want to see, if you are applying for other relatives like your mom, suppose for my case, if I want to apply for my mom, I have to click on add, and I have to add all the information. So for example, I am putting all my mom's information, and then after clicking completing, I just need to click on next button for the next step. Here we need to upload on document which should be beneficiaries native uh, beneficiaries information which will be written by their own native language. So read the instruction. Here they mention, if the beneficiary's native written language does not use Roman letters, upload a document which with his or her name and foreign address in their native written language. So we'll just need to write in piece of paper, and then we have to scan or we take picture, and then we can upload here. But remember one thing, here the maximum size of the document should be 6 megabyte maximum, and this site only accept jpg, jpeg, pdf, tft or tift. So once we upload complete, then we have to click on next button to go for the next step. And if we need to put any other additional information, then we can also add from here by clicking add information. So we have to put the section name, and then these are the section which we completed earlier, and then the page number, this thing. So I don't have any more information, so I'm clicking next, and then I have to complete this page. So here we also have to upload the documents which we need to complete the application. Okay, so this is definitely we need to, otherwise our application will be rejected. So at first we need to prove proof of US citizenship, because I mentioned at the beginning that I'm a citizen and I'm applying for my parents. So we must need to provide the US citizenship documents, and these are the things which can be used as a US citizenship document, like birth certificate or naturalization certification of citizenship, or US 240 or US passport, this thing. So here also we should be careful. The upload size should be maximum 6 megabyte, and these are the formats USCIS websites currently supported. And then we have to put the petitions birth certificate, have to upload the birth certificate. uh, we have to click on choose a file, and based on that we also need to upload. And then also my parents marriage certificates I also need to attach. So the same way we'll click on choose a file, and the file size should be not more than 6 megabyte, and JPEG or JPG or PDF, any format we can upload, and we can upload from here. And once we finish, then we have to click next. And then it is actually, I click next because it is asking that I didn't upload, so that's why. But I'm not going to upload, so I'm clicking next to complete the application. And then we have to put we have to be careful in this step also. So see, I didn't upload any documents. Then it also needs to, we also need to mention that if a required document is unavailable, you must provide a typed or printed explanation of the reasons the document is unavailable, and submit secondary, something like that. We have to be careful, and we also need to put all this information if those any of the information is missing, or if I don't have those things. And then finally we also need uh, the relevant documents, something like that. You can actually explore based on the thing which you need to upload. And then once you finish um, complete of this uploading, you can click on next button to complete the application. Now again it is warning because I didn't upload anything, so just I'm ignoring and I'm clicking next button. Now we are at the last section of our application. So this is called review and submit section, and it has three parts: summary, review, summary, and signature. So it is showing me on the review first tab that we have to pay this much fee, and then we have to click on next, and then it will show us the summary which we completed of this form. So if we scroll through, then we'll see all the information is here, and if you need to edit any information, you can do. And there is one option, print, to print this document, and also you can save this document if you need. So Before reviewing I will suggest you to print the document first using the print uh, button, and it will give you all the information. From there you can review, and then finally once you review, then you can click on next button for the next step, and then we have to check mark this thing that all the that I read all the information and I understood everything. This is this thing, and I also answered all the questions, and then I have to check mark this checkbox, and after that we have to click next button, and here is the last page before submit. So I'm not going to do any next step because I'm not going to submit this application. This is the demo application, but for you, you have to complete the signature field, and then you have to click on submit button. Another thing I want to mention, so if you need to modify anything, you can directly go to the tab and you can go there, and then if you click on the home screen, then it will come to the main page over here. From here we see that this is the application we are able to complete, but still we didn't finish, and it is saving as a draft, and there is button continue. If you press continue button, then it will come here, and then from here anytime we can come here, and then we can go some tabs and we can do modification, and after that we can submit. We can go to the review and submit tab, and then we can submit the application. And anyway, let's go to the home page. So here we are seeing that this application will be expired after 1 month, January 24 2020. So basically it gives you some time. If you don't modify or if you don't do, then it will automatically delete. And right now I'll delete this application because I am not going to submit, so I am clicking just delete the case. And if you don't want, you can keep it or modify later and submit, but I'm going to delete. So let's see what will happen if I click delete button, and you see I see that the application completely deleted. And if I go to the home screen from my account, and I will not see any application because I deleted all the information, so it's empty now. So in this way you can complete the application, and if you think if you need to restart, you can delete and then you can start again or whatever you wish. This is very simple compared to paper application. In this way we can easily complete our application and submit successfully, and then we can keep track what is the status of our application. And at last, thank you for watching the tutorial. Hopefully it will help you to submit your application successfully. Thanks.